going on? Jack from superstringinglax here. Today we're going to be reviewing Fire Mesh. So first things first, I'd like to start off by taking a look at the brand new Fire Threads USA Edition 3-pack that they're having for the summer. It comes with a red shooter with stripes on it, a blue shooter with stars on it, and then a yellow, what they call a skinny lace. So this is a new pack that Fire Threads is offering. It's like I said, 2 shooters and 1 skinny lace, and it's kind of like a shooting pack, shooter string pack that they're releasing for the summer. And I actually got this. Lauren was having a live stream. Lauren's the owner of Fire Threads, and it was first person to guess a song he was playing. So I got this pack from him from winning that contest. And then I also got some Fire Mesh to do up for a coach, and I also had some Fire Mesh in the office I want to review. So let's take a look at Fire Mesh. So if you guys don't already know Fire Threads, like I said, they started by just doing strings. So they did sidewall strings, top strings, etc., as well as shooter strings, and they were known as, Fire Threads. At LaxCon this past year is the first time I saw it. They branched out into Fire Mesh, and Fire Mesh is a brand new offering that they have, and it's a system where they put these wax, the same like wax coating that were on the strings, in similar places on the mesh. So when I did my initial review of Fire Threads, I wasn't extremely impressed. I liked the product, but I wasn't extremely impressed because of some slight problems I saw with it. One of which being that the bees were ripping off the strings and I was stringing it. I'm happy to say now, I don't know if they changed manufacturing or if they improved the manufacturing system, but the beads do not come off of the strings for Fire Threads, at least from what I've noticed with the new product, so that's definitely an improvement and definitely knocks out one of my largest criticisms from when I first reviewed Fire Threads. That being said, let's talk about the Fire Mesh. So like I said, the Fire Mesh has just the same wax beads laced all around the mesh. All of the wax kind of lies on the individual bridges, and there's just a small wax coating on each piece. So Fire Mesh is semi-soft, but it's really just a soft mesh. It's a little bit different to string up because it doesn't hold its shape extremely well, but it's just like a really shifty kind of baggy pocket, at least the one I strung up. But as much as it feels like it's going to throw it straight to the ground, it does not at all. It's extremely smooth. But one thing that's even more noticeable is how much hold this mesh gives you. So I strung up a really basic mid-low pocket because I know this is what the coach who's getting this head likes. But it's going to give any player so much more hold because of all the rubber beads gripping onto the mesh when you're using the stick. And that's something that's invaluable when it comes to playing lacrosse. So Fire Mesh is definitely all up to preference. I think Fire Mesh is a mesh that you have to try out before you think about using your game stick. But the cool thing about that is it's only $10, so you can pick up 2, even 3 pieces of mesh, 3 pieces of Fire Mesh for what you usually get 1 piece of, mainstream lacrosse mesh, whether it be like String King 3X, etc. So Fire Mesh is a really good option for any players looking to try something else out. I think it's especially good for any player, especially an attackman who might use a mid-low pocket and want more hold but can't get it with 3X or Hero. Try out the Fire Mesh. I guarantee it will give you more hold, and it will definitely give you a different feeling playing style than what you're used to. That being said, the mesh still does string up super nicely. You can do your typical patterns in it, and like here, I did a very simple pattern, and I just got a really nice mid pocket. It's going to shift a little bit higher when you're shooting, and then sit here when you're cradling one-handed. But the Fire Mesh is a super awesome product. I know Lauren's a great guy. He runs the thing himself, and the Fire Mesh comes in black, neon green, and white. That's the same as all the colors for the stringing packs, but you can get their shooters in different colors. But I definitely recommend, if you guys haven't checked out Fire Mesh, go on their website and buy a piece. It's only $10, and I guarantee you're going to like how it plays and definitely get a different playing feel than what you're typically used to. So definitely make sure to check it out. So using the Fire Mesh pack, as well as I had a pack of fire strings, as well as some shooters, some Fire Thread shooters, I was able to whip up a really awesome pocket in here. So Lauren actually knows the coach in my high school, and Lauren being the owner of Fire Threads, and so Lauren sent down a head and the shaft for me to do up for the coach at my high school. So I'm just kind of the middleman here, but I was the one who was supposed to string up the head. So I strung up the Fire Mesh in here, gave a really nice mid pocket. The coach likes a little bit more of a low pocket, so that's where I decided to let it sit. But it's going to be shifting up a little bit higher for passes and shots, and just have a really clean release off the Fire Threads. One thing that never fails to amaze me with fire threads is you string it up and you think this is going to have so much whip, the whole thing's rubber, it's going to go right to the ground, and then you go outside and play with it, and it throws bullets. It's so smooth, it's so consistent, it's really crazy. So now I'm going to be outside testing a little bit. I don't want to get it too dirty, so I'm not going to have too much action with the head. I want to make sure it stays nice and clean for when we give it to Coach. But I'll get a couple shots in, make sure everything's alright. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.